This is a quick jumpstart on the science of mindfulness. Heart-brain coherence literally has the potential to change everything. Not only an individual, but all of consciousness, all of humanity. There's also evidence that shows how when we are in heart-brain coherence, we have the ability to shift others into coherence. And when we are in coherence, literally every system in our body is operating harmoniously. It is also being considered the ultimate physiological state that you can get into. So, as you see the outside world in a state that, induces fear and depression and loss, shifting into heart-brain coherence is about coming back to the present moment. And quantum physics shows that this is where our power is all the time. I call it the great deception, the illusion that's going on. And so many people are starting to ask themselves, is there more going on here? It's getting so ridiculous that their inner self is screaming at them to look. We need more people, not to fight. This isn't a fight. This is a battle for the mind. The consciousness of humanity was literally hijacked. So the science of mindfulness, the basics of everything boils down to this. Everything is energy. E equals mc squared. Everything is energy. There is nothing else. We are energetic beings living in an energetic universe, and we are here to remember how to use energy. Matter in the strictest construct of the word does not exist. I got that line out of a declassified CIA document that was that had investigated the Gateway the Gateway experience by the Monroe Institute. Basically, that teaches people how to get into higher states of consciousness much faster. It talks about humans' ability to remote view and so on and so forth. This is the main thing now. This was the statistics before March. The reality is depression is the leading cause of disability. And what is depression? Depression is stress. What is stress? It is the root cause of 90% of doctors' visits, and it is also a result of our thoughts and our emotions and what we are focusing on, what we believe to be true, and our perception of reality. So the question is what do you believe to be true? Because collectively, we're pretty far away from the truth that we're living like this. But people are waking up. That is the bonus. They are waking up faster than ever. We're living in a time in history when it's not enough to just know. We are living in a time in history when it's time to know how. Because as soon as more of us start living in heart-brain coherence, that's when everything changes. You can see the disability numbers. You can see everything is on the rise. And now here's the thing. People who go on antidepressants are more than twice as likely to require government assistance. So just think about that. Here's the poverty gap. That was in 2014. So imagine where it's at now. So I think now more than ever it's time to start looking at solutions here. So what happens when you live in a state of stress or fear? Here's your autonomic nervous system. When you live in a state of stress, you shift into the sympathetic nervous system. So your body doesn't know the difference between real fight or flight or just you thinking about it. So when you go into fight or flight, all the systems in your body not required to get out of there, so running and stuff like that, all the systems not required to do that, so your immune system, your digestive system, your cognition, all the blood is taken from everywhere else in order to give that energy to the parts of your body that needs to run. When you learn to master your mind, you learn to master your autonomic nervous system. That's pretty profound. This is how we heal ourselves. This is the science of how we heal ourselves. Okay, a battle for the minds of the masses. Reality was hijacked. So, what do I mean when I say this? So humans create their reality. This is the double slit experiment. Basically, long story short, this is considered the experiment that broke reality. It was the observer, the human, who collapsed the waveform. Electrons were doing whatever they want in many places at the same time. It wasn't until they were being measured or observed did they stop and do exactly what it was expected. The more you research this, the more you... Okay, so everything is energy, yet we've been taught to perceive this reality as though everything is physical, as though our outside world trumps our inside world. And let's not forget that we require human beings to tell us what to do, that we need permission to do pretty much everything now. So here is how we create our reality, and this is exactly what we're seeing in society right now. So some people really can't believe that we're seeing what we're seeing, but here are the statistics. 90%, now again this was before March, 90% of society lives from their subconscious mind, so this part, 95 to 99% of the time. So your subconscious mind processes 40 million bits of information per second. So it is taking in and storing and recording in your subconscious mind everything, things that you're not even consciously aware of. And let me tell you, if you're not consciously programming your mind, guaranteed the world around you is programming it for you. Guaranteed. That is why we see so many people not questioning anything. They are literally living on autopilot. They are thinking the same thoughts day in and day out. That's what the subconscious mind is. It's everything we remember. It's nothing new. You're just thinking the same thoughts. Now here's another interesting statistic. 70% of the time we're thinking negative thoughts. Okay, so if 70% of our thoughts are negative, what do you think we're creating in our physical reality? Our brain is like a computer programmed during the first 7 years of life. This program is what serves for the remainder of life. But on the same coin, we can go back just like a computer. We can uninstall programs that no longer serve who we're here to be, who we know who we are, and we can install what we were inherently born with, which is we are all deserving of everything we want to be, do, or have. Anything we feel passionate about. That's what we're creators. That's what we're here to do. If you look at the power versus force in different levels of consciousness, one person has the ability to shift 750,000 others. And the intention really would be is to shift them from a consciousness calibration level below 200, which is pride, to above 200, which is courage. So moving them from living in falsity to living in truth. It's just a little jump. Here are some of the side effects of practicing heart-brain coherence. So the biggest one I want to get into, from for people who are looking sort of to level up. When you practice heart-brain coherence, you are literally tapping into intuition on demand. And you have the ability to tap into different quantum fields and download that information. We call it like intuition, previously unknown information seemingly out of nowhere. But the reality is you're literally tapping into a quantum field. This is what heart-brain coherence gives you the ability to do. Not only that, but you're increasing blood flow, so you're increasing your cognition. You know, you make better decisions. You have blood flow to your brain. You know, heart-brain coherence is living from the heart. You know, I say when you speak from the heart, there is no wobble. Mindfulness is living in the present moment. When you realize the power of your thoughts and emotions, you can't help but practice living in coherence. As above, so below. The trillions of cells in your body will vibrate at the same frequency as your thoughts and emotions. So if you look here, you can see how the body is responding to different emotions. Your cells are literally going to vibrate at the frequency of the emotion you are feeling, right? So when you're feeling shame, guilt, and apathy, grief, fear, look at that, it's at 100. Literally, your cells are saying, okay, this is the frequency we're going to start to vibrate at. It's lower than, you know, what the healthy human body. I'm talking love and above. You want to see change? Love and above. And this is what coherence is. Love, appreciation, gratitude. At any moment you can start to take, 5 breaths in and 5 breaths out. This is like interrupting the program, interrupting that subconscious mind. The subconscious mind that doesn't stop talking. You want to start to interrupt that program. So start to pay attention to when it's going off and start to breathe. Give it the job of counting. And when it tries to start again, go back to no, your only job right now is to count. So mindfulness is knowing that when you are vibrating at lower frequencies, not only are the trillions of cells in your body going to vibrate at those lower frequencies, but this quantum field is going to show you the same frequencies. Look at Dr. Emoto, the famous scientist. So he took water from a polluted dam and took a microscopic picture of it. And then he blessed each one. Thank you, wisdom. And you can try this at home with rice too. Write I love you on the side of one and I hate you on the side of the other. Put your hands on that jar and send in that frequency. This can be your proof. This is a do it at home experience for yourself. So he blessed the water and then took after pictures, microscopic pictures. So here's the thing, okay? So these all vibrated at the frequency that was related to what was written on the jar. Whether you are conscious of it or not, those around you affect you. So part of jumping into this whole quantum reality is also protecting your energy. So keep in mind, humans see less than 1% of what's going on. As soon as you start to call this woo-woo, remember that your human perception sees less than 1% of what is actually going on. This is a toroidal field. It's also the same field that is around the planet. Everything is atoms. Everything is toroidal fields. And it changes with your thoughts and emotions. So for example, somebody who is sick, their field would be disproportionate, not balanced, incoherent. Whereas somebody who is healthy, somebody who is in coherence, that field, well, you're basically, you can share your light with others. If you could see yourself on the quantum field, you would see biophotons emitting from your body. And you have the ability to take those biophotons and use your intention to share it with all of humanity. This is the Global Coherence Initiative for people who are looking to connect with a scientific initiative. They have a global care room where you can see the planet and anybody else who is practicing heart-brain coherence at that time. I remember looking at it once. I was pretty overwhelmed. It was pretty amazing knowing that there's other humans out there who know what we're capable of doing and who are practicing that and sharing that with others. Now we just need more people doing it more often, and that's what heart-brain coherence is. This is the Lebanon Peace Project. So as you can see here, when there was meditation in lockstep, the war and crime and deaths reduced. 1,000 people can influence 1 million. Now tell me why we are not taught this. We're supposed to be happy, you know.